Israel's attacks on southern Gaza continue just days after a deadly airstrike on a refugee camp in Rafah. And lawmakers in Louisiana want to require schools to display the Ten Commandments in every classroom. Good morning. I'm Windsor Johnston with NPR News, and here are today's top stories. Israel is strengthening its military operations in Rafah just days after an Israeli airstrike hit a refugee camp. Millions of Palestinian civilians have been sheltering in the southern Gaza city amid the war. NPR's Laura Magaki reports the Gaza Health Ministry says more than 36,000 people have been killed since the conflict broke out 7 months ago.
Shelling and airstrikes continue in the city of Rafah. Gaza's Ministry of Health and international aid groups say a strike yesterday killed 21 people in El Mawasi. That's an area the Israeli military has designated as a humanitarian zone. Israel denies a strike took place there and says it's still investigating a Sunday airstrike that killed 45 people. Here's military spokesman Daniel Hagari.
Following this strike, a large fire ignited for reasons that are still being investigated. Our ammunition alone could not have ignited a fire of this size.
He says the Israeli military killed 2 Hamas operatives and that the strike was roughly 200 yards from the camp where displaced Palestinians had been sheltering. Lauren Magaki, NPR News, Tel Aviv.
The U.S. military is working to repair a floating pier that was built to fast-track humanitarian aid to Palestinian civilians in Gaza. NPR's Tom Bowman reports the Pentagon says the structure was damaged in rough seas and weather.
The problem is part of the pier that the U.S. built to move humanitarian aid from Cyprus to Gaza broke apart on Sunday due to heavy seas, so deliveries were halted. U.S. officials say the pier will be reassembled at an Israeli port and hopefully be up and running again in about a week or so, but that all depends on whether rough seas continue.
That's NPR's Tom Bowman reporting. Schools in Louisiana could soon be required to display the Ten Commandments in every classroom. Molly Ryan with member station WRKF reports the bill was passed by the Republican-controlled state legislature on Tuesday.
Supporters of the bill say the Ten Commandments are a historical document, and they say the bill is protected under a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that gave a high school football coach his job back in Washington state after he was fired for praying on the field. But opponents say it's state-sanctioned religion and violates the First Amendment. Louisiana lawmakers passed the bill with overwhelming support. It heads next to Republican Governor Jeff Landry's desk. If Landry signs the bill, Louisiana would appear to be the only state to require the commandments in all public school classrooms, a move that's likely to draw legal challenges. For NPR News, I'm Molly Ryan in Baton Rouge.
This is NPR.